The 2022 film, Warwar. On a rainy evening, a young girl, Tess Marshall, arrives in Detroit for an interview. She had pre-booked the house through a rental website, but when I arrived at the place, I did not find the key in the specified place. Noticing some movement inside, the girl rings the doorbell. Seeing a young guy on the doorstep, Tess is confused. Keith, in turn, looks at Nashnaya in disbelief. The guest, after listening to her story about booking a house, he says he rented this place too, but only on another site. Realizing that this was some kind of ridiculous mistake, young people decide to spend the night under one roof. It's night outside, and besides, it's raining. The couple spends the evening talking, telling each other about their lives. Deciding that it's too late, they go to bed, and Tess wakes up at night from some kind of shopping. She is very surprised that the door of her room is open. Entering the living room, the girl sees a sleeping whale, which he asks to save him by deciding to wake up a new acquaintance. Tess is trying to figure out why he opened her door. The guy claims that all this time he was asleep. He woke up only from her touch. Blaming everything on fatigue, the young people leave the room again. Waking up in the morning, Tess finds a note in which Keith announces that he has to leave on business. He wishes her good luck and also hopes to see her in the evening. Going out to the car, the girl pays attention that there are abandoned and dilapidated houses all over the street. At night, she didn't pay attention to that. There is not a single living soul around, having decided that she will leave these places soon anyway. She's going to an interview. After the interview, the woman from the office asks the test about where she is staying. After hearing about a house in a troubled neighborhood, she advises you to move out immediately. Having failed to clearly explain the reason, the girl assures that everything is fine because she lives there with her neighbors. Returning to the apartment building after getting out of the car, Tess sees a homeless man running in her direction. He shouts something at her, but the frightened girl runs into the house and locks the door. Calling the rescue service, she asks to send someone, but the operator informs that there are no free people because of some big convention in their city. Moreover, the homeless man has already disappeared somewhere, which means that the danger has passed. This time, deciding to wait for Keith, Tess inspects the house and wanders into the basement. The door accidentally slams shut, and the girl has no choice but to look for a way out. She took the key to the house with her, which means that the young man will not be able to enter. I'm looking for at least something with which to open the door, a test for... She stumbles upon a rope tugging at the walls. Pulling on it, she looks in amazement as a secret door opens in front of her. Going to the original corridor, the girl finds a room in which there is a bed with a dirty mattress, as well as a video camera. Realizing that this place where something terrible was happening, she rushes away as fast as she can. After hearing the whale's voice, Tess manages to get his attention through a window in the basement. After receiving a key from a new acquaintance, the guy enters the house and frees the girl from the basement. She immediately reports her discovery and offers to leave immediately, reassuring the girl. The young man goes down to the basement to personally verify what he has heard. After waiting for about 15 minutes, Tess goes in search of couples, not finding him in the room with the camera. She examines the corridor and finds the entrance to the dungeon. Hearing some sounds, the girl walks on it. She finds a terrified whale in the stone corridors who claims that there is someone else in this place. At that moment, a naked woman with a disfigured face appears behind him. She's cruel, kills a guy right in front of a terrified Tess. Young actor Hay Gilbraith receives a message from his producers that his co-star had filed a lawsuit. The woman reported harassment, later reported that the young man allegedly forced her into intimacy against her will. Realizing that they don't need such hype, the producers fire the couples. The high-profile case immediately spreads through all the news channels, and AJ has no choice except to look for a good lawyer, considering that legal services are extremely expensive. The young man follows the advice of a financial advisor and goes to Detroit to put up for sale the house that Vari had been renting all this time. The lawyer assures that the investigation will react negatively to that the guy flew to another state. However, EJ still arrives at his house and looks at the unpacked things in surprise. He's trying to find out from the operator why someone is still living here. But the girl on the other end of the line says that the last tenants moved out 2 weeks ago. After spending the evening with old acquaintances, the young man returns home. But in the morning, he decides to inspect the house. LJ finds a secret door in the basement and descends into the dungeon. Feeling no danger, the guy walks down a long corridor. At that moment, he is attacked by the same naked woman. She pushes the victim into the pit, where he is greeted by a terrified Tess. She tells the guy to shut up immediately if he wants to survive. The year is 1980. In a fragrant neighborhood of Detroit, there is a measured life. A young man named Frank moves into house number 476. Under the guise of a plumber, he inspects neighboring houses. Finds out thus where single women live. A man kidnaps his victims and locks them in the basement. He uses them to satisfy his male needs, filming the whole process on camera when the captives got pregnant and had babies. Frank mocked them, not forgetting to film the process, our time. Tess bandages AJ's wound and explains that the ugly woman considers herself a mother. The prisoners must play the role of her children. After a while, a hand with a bottle appears from above, who is trying to feed a young man. Despite OTS's plea not to resist, AJ starts stubbornly turning away. Unwilling to tolerate such behavior, the mother pulls the guy out of the pit and drags him into the room, forcing him to forcibly take her breasts, like a baby. Taking advantage of the fact that the cage on top remained open, Tess gets out of the pit and hurries to the exit. The basement door slams shut and does not give in, and then the girl tries to get out through the window. The homeless man comes to her rescue, who tried to warn her a few days ago. Andre reports that a woman goes outside at night, therefore, it's better to leave here as soon as possible. Deciding that AJ needs help, Tess goes to look for help. When she sees the patrol car, she talks about what happened, but the officers react very strongly. It's strange. They don't seem to believe the words of a dirty, scared girl. Having decided to check the specified house anyway, the police see that the doors are closed and come to the conclusion that has no right to break in. They drive away, leaving a stunned Tess. Meanwhile, Tess waits for darkness. Sitting in my car, I saw my mother run out onto the porch. She knocks it down and then rushes to AJ's aid. Knocks down a ghost. Then, hearing footsteps, the guy shoots blindly and hits the girl. Realizing what he has done, he drags Rania in. Outside, when she comes to, she notices that her mother's body is not on the hood. Logically, having decided that they urgently need to get out, the couple hurries along the street meeting Andre. They take refuge in his apartment. He says that the mother is the result of Frank's numerous incest sessions with his victims. The man doesn't have time to finish, because the woman who appeared behind him attacks him and, of course, brutally kills him. Terrified, Tess and EJ run away and climb the water tower. Deciding that only one person can escape, the guy pushes the injured girl down, forcing the mother, who considers her child, to jump after her. The young man himself carefully descends the stairs and sees that Tess is alive. He's trying to justify himself to her, but he fails to do this because the mother has come to herself. He is killed, after which she tries to persuade the girl with gestures to return to the house, but she reaches for the revolver and shoots the crazy woman in the head. So it wasn't a ghost, was it? Realizing that all the worst was over, the wounded Tess slowly walks away, leaving the godforsaken neighborhood of Detroit.